What's up? It's Chris Crescent back with another episode of Late Listening. And what are we talking about today? We're talking about Clueless, the Clueless soundtrack from 1995. Why? Well, as you may recall, if you're watching this channel, me and Jasmine did a video about Radiohead's 1995 record, The Bends. And in preparation for that, I was gathering some, singles and whatever, and I was thinking about what am I going to talk about. And I remembered that there is a really great acoustic version of Fake Plastic Trees on the Clueless soundtrack. And so I got this out and I thought, oh, maybe I'll talk about it. And then I didn't end up talking about it. But, this used to be actually a really well kept secret in the days before the internet or when the internet was really new. A lot of people didn't really know where to find Radiohead B-sides. I mean, of course, if you were buying singles, you would know that. But like a lot of people who were Radiohead fans did not know about the Clueless soundtrack. And those of us who were in the know were like, yeah, there's a great acoustic version of Fake Plastic Trees. This version of Fake Plastic Trees actually comes from the performance that Tom York and Johnny Greenwood did in February of 1995, February 16th, 1995, at Eve's Club. Johnny Greenwood plays electric guitar, Tom York plays acoustic guitar, and that's it. There's no percussion, there's no bass, and that's what this is from. And actually on YouTube, you can find that entire show, and I would highly recommend it. Got a great track list. Lozenge of Love is on there. It's pretty lo-fi. If you listen to like the YouTube one or the pirated one, the bootleg, it's quite lo-fi. But I wish so much that Radiohead would release this show someday as some kind of an archive from the vault, because obviously, this version is high quality sound, and it would be great to hear that whole show someday. So anyway, that's why I'm talking about the Clueless soundtrack. But after I listened to the Radiohead song and I played it for Jasmine, and then I started listening to this, and I was like, I haven't listened to this for like years. And it's interesting, because in the early 90s, everyone had their own little perspective and they all had their own specific interests, and there wasn't a lot of mixing between genres of things like the monoculture. I mean, maybe you liked different kinds of movies, but music-wise, people were pretty much, pretty conservative. But the Clueless soundtrack is actually a great example of the genre smash, the genre mash, the genre clash that was the 90s. I think as an archive or as like a curiosity, this is pretty damn good. You've got a lot of bizarre bands on here and really interesting songs. 4 out of the 14 songs are covers, actually. So yeah, let me talk about this a little bit. This is going to be a really short video, so I'm just going to go through the track list really quick. And just kind of talk about what's here and what I like, and that's about all. So it's not really like a review so much as just like a look back, like a retrospective, if you will. All right, let's get into it. Track 1, The Muffs, Kids in America. This song is actually pretty similar to the original. It's just kind of punkified, and the singer, what's her name? I forgot the singer from the Muffs, but anyway, she has like a Courtney Love kind of sneer. Actually, when I was a kid and I listened to Clueless, the Clueless soundtrack, I didn't realize it was a female singer. I was actually not really sure. It kind of had that like Bart Simpson, Yeardley Smith quality where I was like, is that like a 12-year-old kid singing this song? Like 12-year-old boy singing this song? But it's actually, no, it's a female singer. Yeah, the Muffs, Southern California pop punk band. Their biggest song was Sad Tomorrow, which was a college radio hit from the album Blonder and Blonder. All right, track number 2, Cracker, Shake Some Action. This is a really interesting cover. Track 1, 2, 3, and 5 are all covers, which is kind of interesting. So the Muffs covered Kim Wilde's Kids in America. Now Cracker covering the Flamin' Groovies, Shake Some Action. I actually really like the fact that this is on here. I really respect Cracker for covering this song, first of all, and also for putting it on the freaking Clueless soundtrack so that kids all over America, like suburbanites, can hear like an obscure proto-punk garage band from like the 1970s. That's fucking awesome. Like, Shake Some Action is a really good song, and Cracker pretty much keeps it exactly the same as the original. David Lowery kind of has like a almost like a Tim Westerberg quality to his voice. But this is it's a great song. It's a great cover, and it really sheds some light on the Flamin' Groovies that more people should know about. Track number 3, Counting Crows, The Ghost in You. Yeah, not a fan. I mean, Counting Crows, yeah, they're okay. Like, I like some of their bigger songs, like that Bob Dylan song. What was it? Mr. Jones and Me. Uh, yeah, Counting Crows. I mean, they're okay, but like this song, I mean, this is a cover also by the Psychedelic Furs, and the Psychedelic Furs released a record in 1984 called Mirror Moves, and this song, "The Ghost in You," is taken from that. I mean, I like the Psychedelic Furs okay. It's just that 80s production kind of gets me every time. The Psychedelic Furs are actually still touring. They're still active. They came out with an album a couple of years ago that I actually liked. I can't remember the name of it now, but the way the Counting Crows guy sings and his kind of like sulky, warbly voice, it's just so like cheesy. And I just feel like, dude, like tone down that like sulkiness a little bit. Maybe this would actually be a good cover. But this was, let's see, this was from KBCO Boulder, Colorado radio in 1993. And so they put it on here. Track number 4, Luscious Jackson. Luscious Jackson, pretty great group. If you remember that song, Naked Eye. That song used to get horribly stuck in my head. Another fun fact about Luscious Jackson is the drummer, Kate Schellenbach, is actually from the original lineup of the Beastie Boys. Yes, back when they had an actual drummer and not a DJ. So this is from the album Natural Ingredients, 1994. Great cover art, by the way. This is like the Squirmel mix. I'm not really sure what exactly the difference is. This one's a bit more danceable, but I mean, if you listen to the original mix, it's basically the same song. Like, I don't really know. I'm not really clear on like all the mixes. I think they just like pushed up the drums and some of the electronics a little bit to make it more danceable. All right, track number 5, World Party, All the Young Dudes. Don't know much about World Party. Have forgotten anything that I ever knew about that band. But interestingly enough, this track, which is also a cover, was originally written by David Bowie. And David Bowie gave All the Young Dudes to Mott the Hoople, the 1970s band Mott the Hoople, and they released that as a single. Bowie had originally tried to give them Suffragette City, and they were like, nah, man, it's not really our style. And so he gave them this instead. And of course, he came out with Suffragette City. But yeah, so this is actually a pretty good song. I really like the verses. I like the lyrics. Don't really like the chorus that much because it just kind of sounds like Hey Jude. All the young dudes, hey dudes, carry on, where are you? No shade to Bowie, but it's like, it's a little too similar, you know what I'm saying? And then track number 6, Radiohead Fake Plastic Trees. What more can be said? One of the best kept secrets for a long time. Radiohead's acoustic version on the Clueless soundtrack. I think in the movie it's like, isn't it Paul Rudd? Paul Rudd's like listening to Radiohead, and then Alicia Silverstone's like, ugh, you know, something like that. And then Tom York got mad about it later. I could go on and on about Radiohead, but we already did that in our Benz video. So, you know, go ahead and go watch the Benz video. It'd probably be better than the Clueless video. Track number 7, The Lightning Seeds, Change. I don't know anything about the Lightning Seeds. I know they were a Britpop band. They had an album called Jollification. It's interesting to hear Radiohead and the Lightning Seeds back to back, because it's like, you could go this way or you could go that way. It's like completely different kind of music. Lightning Seeds were a Britpop band. Radiohead was not really a Britpop band. And I don't really like this song. It's just so goddamn happy. I'm not really a fan of the like happy, you know, jump around, hop around kind of music. Also, that album cover is like absurd with the strawberry. Yeah, but I guess it's fun. I mean, it's like, it's pure 90s, you know. I mean, that's the thing about the soundtrack, is it's like, it's such a time capsule of like all of this different kind of music and all of these different bands that a lot of them don't even exist anymore. So that's kind of fun in and of itself. Track number 8, Smoking Popes, Need You Around. This is a really weird song. Smoking Popes were a kind of a punk-ish band, pop punk band. I'm not really sure, from Chicago, and the music is really like a garage rock, like kind of almost sounds like the Strokes and like that kind of stuff that would come a little bit later. Really kind of like a propulsive, punky feel. But then like the singer, like this guy's like he's like crooning over the top of it. He's like this really like kind of laid back, like crooning vocals over this like oi oi punk kind of beat. It's very, very weird, and I really like it. The Smoking Popes also have some excellent album titles as well. This song is from the album Born to Quit, which is a great title for a band called the Smoking Popes. And the first album, which is from 1993, is called Get Fired. So yeah, they've got a lot of really good puns with their album titles. Track number 9, Mullet Head. What? By the Beastie Boys. What? Do you remember when the Beastie Boys were hardcore and they weren't like hip hop? This has a little bit of hip hop in there, but it's more hardcore. And I really like this era of the Beastie Boys. I believe the song was a B-side for the album Check Your Head. I think it was on the Sure Shot single, if I remember correctly. So this is pretty awesome. Like I really, really like the fact that on an album like this where, Cracker is bringing some like obscure 70s proto punk and garage rock, and then Beastie Boys is bringing the thrash, kind of hardcore thrash. It's like, the suburban kids' minds are getting blown. Track number 10, Mighty Mighty Bosstones, Where'd You Go? I'm going to be upfront about this. I'm not a fan of ska. Kind of like Operation Ivy a little bit, but basically not a fan. Sublime, sure. Mighty Mighty Bosstones, nah, not a fan. Too many people in that band. Let's see. Where'd You Go goes all the way back to 1991. It was an EP that they released on Tang Records. And this song also appeared on the 1992 record More Noise and Other Disturbances. Next. Coolio. Hey, I did a video about Coolio. I'm a big fan of Coolio. Big fan. I like Coolio. And this is a great song, Rollin' With My Homies. He references Snoop Dogg sipping gin and juice, but Coolio himself doesn't sip gin and juice. He's sipping yak throughout the night with his homies. Great lyrics in this song. 2 fools at the light, they stared me up. But I just look them in the eye and I say, what's up? And even though I don't really want no trouble, I got 31 replies to bust your bubble. I don't really want to hurt nobody, so I keeps rolling on my way to the party. I just want to kick it, yeah, that's the ticket. Pass me the cup so we can get twisted. Yes. Coolio. This is a really great song. I'm surprised there was actually hip-hop on the Clueless soundtrack. I didn't remember that there was a Coolio song on here. Good stuff, really good stuff. Track number 12, Supergrass. All right. Again, so goddamn happy. Like, the Lightning Seeds and Supergrass, Britpop at this time. Like, I'm a big fan of Blur. I love Blur. Oasis, yeah, I mean, I like some of their songs, the good ones. But, yeah, I don't know. Lightning Seeds and Supergrass. I saw Supergrass actually open for Pearl Jam back in the day. And I was not impressed. I was just kind of like, yeah. Track 13, Velocity Girl, my forgotten favorite. This is also a really good song. I really, really like this song. I like how her vocals are kind of way back in the mix, kind of like indie style. She's got a really good voice. Also, Velocity Girl is a Primal Scream song. They're named after a Primal Scream song. I think their original name was the Goddard Democrats, which is also a pretty fucking cool name for a band. This song did not appear on any of their albums. It was on a self-titled EP, self-titled meaning Velocity Girl EP. I really like the fuzzy shoegazy quality of this song. I feel like Velocity Girl is very underrated. It somehow kind of reminded me of Slater Kinney, only like poppier. And actually, Sub Pop Records has a reissue of the 1993 record Ultra Copacetic. So you can actually find that. It's called Ultra Copacetic, Copacetic Remixed and Expanded. That includes a full album of bonus tracks, compiling singles, outtakes, and the band's 1993 Peel session. The original album has been remastered and the package includes extensive liner notes from the band. I'm actually thinking about getting that. It's really, really awesome. Velocity Girl, kind of a forgotten 90s band. Really, really cool stuff there. Track 14, Jill Soblet. Soblet? Is it Soblet? I don't really know. Supermodel. As annoying as this song is... by the way, Jill Soblet, actually, before I go into it, Jill Soblet, rest in peace, because she just died like a month ago in a house fire. I think she was only like 60 some years old. And that was pretty shocking. But anyway, this song, Supermodel, as annoying as it is, it's a really good album closer, and it's a really good like movie ending song. I feel like in the 90s or in the 80s, like you have, when the credits start to roll, you have that song, like that pop song, like comes in. Do they do that anymore in movies? I feel like I haven't seen that for such a long time. Or maybe they use 80s and 90s songs still now. Yeah, I feel like this song really fits Clueless, and it really fits the 90s in general. Yeah, anyway. I just wanted to talk about the soundtrack a little bit as part of my series on albums that came out in 1995. I'm going to do a whole bunch of different albums, and this is just one of them. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are interested in the Clueless soundtrack, you can find it on Spotify. You can find it really cheap on actual physical media. All right, that's all I've got for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again.